Welcome to Ticker Talk with hosts Max and Kate, podcasting from Treetown in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Ticker Talk shares the everyday success stories and science behind the heart rate-based functional aerobic fitness training practiced at CrossFit Treetown. Max and Kate explore the research, science, and practical experiences behind Ticker Training, a program developed by Max for just about everyone, your grandma, your cousin who runs marathons, and you. In this series, we'll explore what exactly heart rate-based functional aerobic fitness is, how what you eat affects how you move and how you feel, what tools to use in tracking progress, and how to fit training into your everyday life. Join us and learn something new to make a healthier you. Pace yourself.
This is Claire. I'm here with Emily Ojeda, who has had great success at CrossFit Treetown with our ticker training and our nutrition, health care stuff that we have going on. So I just want to take an opportunity for us to sit down and learn about what she's been doing and what's the key to your success. No, I'm just kidding. That's a big question. Let's just start at the beginning. So you came to Treetown when?
I want to say it was June of 2018.
Okay, so a little bit less than a year ago.
Yeah.
Why did you come?
That's a loaded question.
Uh-oh, we're getting deep already.
Yeah, so before that, I had been trying a whole bunch of different exercise things. I was a student at Michigan State whose first year had gone horribly, and I had turned to food as a comfort source. And I wasn't exercising at all. I couldn't find a routine that was working for me. So while the December before I joined here, my cousin in Ecuador had kind of dragged me to his CrossFit gym. And that was his mistake because after the first time, I was the one dragging him to CrossFit.
Nice.
So then I came back. I couldn't keep up doing CrossFit and going to school, so I left it again. But then I came back home at the end of the semester, and I realized, my weight was 226 when I got home. So I knew I needed to do something. I started sort of changing my diet. I wasn't really sure what I was doing. And then I remembered, my best friend actually used to come to Treetown. She would talk about it so much.
Who was that?
Deanna Springay.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
She invited me to come a few times before we both went to college. I was too stubborn, and I said no.
It's intimidating.
Yeah.
It is. I was scared the first time I walked in here, too.
I didn't even give it a chance when she mentioned it. But,
yeah.
And I regret not doing that because this place has been absolutely amazing. Where was I going with this? Right. So yeah. I remembered that she had told me about Treetown, so I kind of looked into it. At the time, I didn't have a job or anything, so I didn't know how I was going to afford paying for it. But I came in for that free intro with Coach Jonathan anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And I fell in love. I got a job and was eventually able to start paying for the first few months. And then, I think the minute I stepped foot into this place, I just realized, this is where I'm meant to be.
That's awesome.
Because everyone in that intro class, Coach Jonathan, everyone that was here doing their workouts, they were just so welcoming. They were,
yeah.
It really made me feel at home.
Good. That's something we, kind of pride ourselves on, honestly. We love our community, and we know how hard it is to walk through that door. I do. And even for people who are already exercising and have done CrossFit before, it's not easy to drop in someplace and just show face for the first time and just be open to vulnerability and judgment, and you don't know what's on the other side. So there's a level of legitimate fear that you kind of have to overtake to get a foot in the door. So we try to make it the best place that we can. But I'm really glad that it was a good experience for you. Were there more than just you in the intro class? Or
I think there was about 6 of us.
Oh, that's a big one. Okay, cool. And I'm glad that even with the size, it was still good.
Oh, yeah. It was amazing.
Awesome. All right. So you joined, you did the assessments, right? So we took you through our onboarding program, which is like a baseline assessment maybe, and some clean and jerk and snatch testing. And then you got going. And that's where we met.
Yeah.
All right. So a couple months in, when you started, we had already began our ticker training, right?
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I thought it was crazy at first. I'm like, no, harder is better.
CrossFit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because before I joined CrossFit, have you heard of the College Humor YouTube channel?
Yeah, of course.
So they have a couple that are on like the stereotypes of CrossFit, and Deanna, of course, sends these to me, and she's like, "This is what you're gonna be doing." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh God.
One of the lines that I always tell people is the number one rule of CrossFit is always talk about CrossFit.
That's so good, and it's so true.
And what's the other one? Like, it was something along they said along the lines of, "There's like, you're not doing it right unless you're hurting yourself."
Isn't that messed up?
Yeah.
It's so messed up. Ugh. Okay, moving on. All right, so you started CrossFit, you started Ticker, thought it was crazy. Did you like the heart rate monitor stuff?
I didn't at first.
That's okay. Not many did. It's a change.
I wasn't used to like not like having to control my heart rate because I'm still in the mindset of going harder is better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I was a bit resistant to it at first.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, that's traditional CrossFit. If you're not familiar with it, is high intensity interval training type focus of functional movements. And what we've done with ticker training is put a little aerobic spin to it, where we have you strap on a heart rate monitor and using the same functional movements that CrossFit uses. So with a barbell, without a barbell, body weight movements, gymnastics, it's all in there. It's just we force you to slow down a little bit and to work at a very specific heart rate. So did you do a Pinoe test?
No.
Okay.
I just got enough money to save up for one. So I should be doing one within the next few weeks.
Oh, that's great. Can't wait. So that'll give you more specific training zones. Initially, we have our members work at 180 minus their age, which is what we consider their like aerobic threshold. It's hard to work above that heart rate and stay utilizing fat as your energy source. So that's like just a good starting point that we tell our people. So you started aerobic training a little bit more, maybe against your will. Yeah. Did you do, what did your week look like? You did, how many days of CrossFit? Did you do GOAT? Did you do Olympic lifting? I know you were kind of doing everything at one point, you maniac.
Yeah, so at first I was doing CrossFit 6 to 7 days a week. Because I started over the summer, other than doing this and working at the lab I was at, there was really nothing else going on. And then I think when school started, I decided, you know what, we're going to start lifting. Why not? Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to work that into my schedule. And been a little bit hard being consistent with lifting, but
it is hard.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
I think I haven't gone to lifting in the past week just because of exams and whatnot, but I definitely...
Hey, life, man.
Yeah.
It's okay. You'll get back to it if you want to.
And GOAT's been kind of on and off. I did it for a while in the beginning, a few times a week, and then I stopped doing it, and then for a solid few months at the beginning of the semester, I think I was doing it every morning before CrossFit.
Yeah, you were doubling up.
Yeah.
Man, it's hard.
Yeah. And then I stopped doing it again, and now it's just kind of on and off, really whenever I can.
Okay, great. So at what point since June, did you decide about your nutrition?
Oh, I was basically decided from even before I started here, I was trying to, like I said, I was trying to make those changes, but I had no idea what I was doing.
Famous last words for everybody. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. You know, I think I was kind of on the right track in terms of lowering fats, but I wasn't sure about the other stuff. Where was I going with this? Right.
It's okay.
And then kind of talking to you and everyone else around here, I guess started me on the right track for being able to reach my nutritional goals, my weight loss. Yeah.
Yeah, good. And did we meet and talk about your body composition stuff and goals and
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We
Okay.
did towards the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
That was a while ago. Jeez, it's been so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah. So since we started working together and since you've started coming regularly and like you've been an awesome member.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, thank you. You've made such progress in terms of your goals. So when you came in, did you have specific goals? Like, I want to run this, or I want to lose this much weight, or I want to eat 4 chickens a day. Like, I don't know.
That seems a bit much. I didn't. I knew I needed to change something about my life, and I had tried like setting specific weight loss goals before. I didn't have much success with them. Mm-hmm. So I came in and we're like, screw it. You know, let's see how far we can take this. Well, there's no real end goal in sight at that point.
Yeah, I really like that mindset. It's very open, and like a lot of people don't find success with just like, I want to lose 10 pounds. Like, what are you going to do about it? Like, you have to actually make an actionable goal, and maybe that's a long-term goal to lose 10 pounds in, I don't know, maybe 3 months would be more realistic than to say by next week or whatever. I don't know.
That'd be concerning if you lost 10 pounds in a week.
Yeah. Yeah. You got some other things going on.
Yeah.
But I think it's important for people to realize that these things take a lot more time than what people originally set their minds to. And for you, it took almost a year to get to where you are. And it's been really steady and really healthy. And it's resulted in what I would observe as a sustainable lifestyle where you come in. How many days a week do you come in now?
I'm currently coming in about 3 or 4 times a week. Ideally, I'd like to come in a little bit more, but...
Yeah, but 3 or 4 times a week is... Exactly. You said it. You took the words out of my mouth. 3 or 4 times a week is what is sustainable, right? Maybe at first you came in 6 or 7 times a week, but that was to get your jump start, to get you going, to really buy in and commit. And, you know, you pay a lot of money to come here. You pay a lot of money for your fitness, and it's important to you. So maybe that's the buy-in you needed at first. And now you're at a spot of maybe maintenance or what people might call maintenance. I don't know. Where you can consistently work out 3 to 4 times a week and stay where you're at. Doesn't that sound nice? You can do less work. I'm just kidding. I don't promote a lazy lifestyle.
Oh, jeez, no.
Great. So what does your nutrition look like now? Tell me about it.
Well, see, the thing about that question is that nutrition has always been like an issue for me. Even way before, like, I think in middle school, I started having issues with like food, and I had a whole ton of diagnoses thrown in my face with eating disorders, with whatever bowel syndrome.
IBS, baby.
Yeah. So many of those thrown in my face. So nutrition's always been like a difficult thing for me.
For sure.
So I guess
you're not alone either.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what they're doing.
Oh yeah. But I guess so taking all that into consideration, I've been able to like maintain more of a healthy diet in terms of like, you know, making sure I get enough protein, carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm. Do you track your food?
Yeah, for the most part.
Awesome.
I've been getting better at doing that.
Nice. Do you use an app or is it just like conscious tracking where you kind of look at your plate before every meal and you say, where's my protein? Oh, there it is. Where are my vegetables? Oh, there they are.
Kind of a mix of both. Been using MyFitnessPal on and off to kind of help me keep track of what I'm consuming. So, like I said, nutrition's always been a wacky thing for me. Especially when it comes to like dealing with something like an eating disorder, which, that diagnosis was thrown at me a few years ago. So I think around 6th or 7th grade, and that's 6-7 years ago, I was diagnosed with EDNOS, which stands for eating disorder not otherwise specified. Basically what that means is it can encompass at different times symptoms from anorexia or binge eating or any of those wonderful eating disorders. For me, I think when I was first diagnosed, it was more towards the anorexia spectrum, where I was obsessive about the calories and I was very restrictive on protein and carbohydrates and basically everything. So there was that issue of like getting enough foods, and then the years progressed. I think more into like high school, I fell onto the other end of the spectrum with the binge eating. That's kind of where I've been at for the last few years. Is consuming way too much sugars and like fatty foods, and that was especially true. I think when I did my freshman year of college at Michigan State. I remember one specific day where I spent like at least 2 hours in the dining hall, just straight up just eating and studying. Air quotes around studying because you can't really study while you eat.
That's true.
So yeah, there's the two ends of the spectrum for me when it comes to that disorder. So trying to find like a balance between them, and I don't know. Yeah.
The confusing eating disorder title doesn't help. It, especially because none of this stuff is easy.
No.
And none of it is straightforward. And I meet with a lot of people who are also very conscious of how many calories they're eating a day and very aware that they're retaining more fat than they want. And it's a lot of awareness around what they eat and what they're being perceived as and how they're perceiving themselves. And a lot of it can be healed by eating a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's so crazy how our bodies are like, they'll just adapt to it. And it's like, oh, that's what I needed. Now I have more energy. Now I don't have those cravings. Now I don't blah, 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 blah. But it takes a long time to kind of get out of that rut. And did you meet with anybody about that?
I did meet with at least 2 nutritionists and a dietitian. They weren't really that helpful for me because at that point, I wasn't very motivated to get myself out of that rut. So, I mean, you can meet with any number of specialists. Unless you have that motivation to get yourself out of there, it's not going to do anything for you.
Yeah, girl. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, internal motivation is number one. If you don't want to, nobody can make you do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So at what point did you kind of turn around and say like, whoa, did you have like an aha moment? Or was it just you were like, man, I'm sick of this. I'm going to start CrossFit.
So I guess I kind of did have an aha moment 2 falls ago. Yeah, when so many things happened during this freshman year at Michigan State that just made me realize I need to change my life. But it was when that diagnosis of IBS, I'm like, wait, is this really like that's something that I can't control, or is it based on what I'm eating? So I guess kind of looking into that, I realized, maybe those 2-3 hamburgers a night aren't really helping.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that super fatty foods aren't really helping in general. So that's kind of what it made me realize, this stuff isn't happening. Well, it is happening to me, but there is a certain amount of control that I can exert over it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and our bodies do those things to us. And it's not that they're sabotaging us. It's not that your body hates you. It's that it's trying to tell you something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My body was screaming at me.
It needs something. It needs something from us that we're not giving it. And having a healthy perspective on that and knowing how to tackle and how to make those cravings and the disordered thinking kind of subside and what to do and how to tackle it are really, really important tools. And I try to hit on those a little bit with my stuff, but cool. All right. Thank you for sharing that. I know that wasn't easy.
And I think people need to be more transparent about when it comes to that kind of thing, because you don't really hear about it in terms of like athletes talking about like, you know, I struggle with this kind of thing, or you see them as they are perfection.
You never really read Instagram stories of people like telling about eating disorders and struggles. Like, I feel like a lot of it can be blamed on media, but I won't do that. It's all on us, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everyone has their own demons. Yeah. So thanks for sharing yours. Thanks for the transparency. It's really, really valuable. And
Oh yeah.
this will hit somebody, right? All right. So let's talk about the progress you've made. So since June, you said you came in at a weight of like 225, 220?
226 was when I left MSU in May. So when I came in June, I already lost about 10 pounds.
Okay. So
just
around
from changing my diet.
215, we'll say.
Yeah.
When you came in to join us at Treetown. And then we had a couple in-body tests, and we got some numbers on you. Do you remember what your progress was?
For the most recent one, I think it was about 181.
That's awesome. Yeah. So from 215 to 181, and that's just pounds.
Yeah. I had also had blood work done around the same time that I started here, and then maybe like a few weeks ago, and they're like checking like all your like liver functions, your cholesterol. And when I first started, I was very high in the pre-diabetic range. My liver was not working at all. Like all of those like levels were either super high or way too low.
Yeah, and these are just just biomarkers that if anybody wants to go get blood work done, you can go and get this stuff checked out.
Yeah.
If you're concerned at all.
So the most recent one a few weeks ago, or the first time in years, my liver functions are finally within like the normal range. My cholesterol is at the border of like the maximum, but it's still so much better than what it used to be. Like, I used to be close to, what was the level? Somebody asked me this other day too, and I couldn't remember, but it was a way higher than it needed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. So you're down to pretty much healthy levels for almost all of your biomarkers.
Still working on that cholesterol, but
yeah. Great. That's so cool. And that is going to speak a lot to your future.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Of just going from that pre-diabetic stage back down to healthy. Your body is always going to remember what that was like. Yeah. And you're going to feel it if you ever creep back up there, which I'm sure you won't. You're going to feel it, and you're going to remember, and your body's going to be like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
All right, and you know how to tackle it now.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're really proud of you. You've come so far. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
I would say time and time again, I don't think I would have been able to make it as far without the help of the wonderful staff here at Treetown. And the people, too. Yeah. Honestly, it's like it's a family.
It is. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. One more thing before I turn this off. Do you have a secret to your success?
Just being persistent about it. You know, with all the history of injury and whatnot, you know, with my leg and everything. I've seen people that will like let something like that just completely stop them dead in their tracks. And my dad says, what was it he said? He says it's like this willpower that I have to like get things done and do them my way, which for the most part, I think that's why I've been able to like keep going at it despite everything that's happened. Yeah. Just keep going at it.
Consistency, persistence.
Yeah.
Tenacity.
That's the word I was looking for.
That's my favorite word. Just being relentless with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all about balance, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate this.
Thanks.
Bye.